On this week's episode of the Jesse T Show, the amazing Chef M, Megnificent Eats, a non-flesh private chef. Megan, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's great you're finally here.
Yes.
You know, it's been years since we've last connected. We worked together years ago in a whole different world.
Yes.
But you've done a lot of great things, and I wanted to share your story, get it out there, and have a conversation. So tell the world a little bit about Chef M.
I'm excited. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on here today. So yeah, like Jesse said, I'm a non-flesh private chef. What that means is that I cook, but I don't use any flesh, no fish, no pig, no animal, no nothing. So that's what I love to give my clients for them to achieve optimum health. Lots of fresh fruits and vegetables.
Awesome. So what was the calling? How did you get from, we were in banking together years ago.
Yes.
And how did you go from, what was that transition like to be a banker, to be in that corporate, financial, kind of rigid world, to being independent and free, like you said, leaving the matrix?
Yeah, so basically what made me transition into cooking while working in corporate was the death of my grandfather, who had stomach cancer. And so understanding that is something that we can take measures in with our health and what we consume with our bodies helped me to understand that I can help everyone else as well as myself. So I just started doing more research and creating recipes and started cooking for friends, and from there my business was formed. And then from there we took another route.
What was the next step?
The next step was leaving corporate and then going into full-fledged entrepreneurship with it.
So before jumping into the full-fledged entrepreneurship, were you already cooking before you decided to just like pick it up, or was this a new venture altogether?
I was already cooking. Like I said, after the death of my grandfather, that's when I decided to cook. And so then I was cooking, and then I'm like, you know what? I love corporate, but it gotta go.
It's time to go.
It's time to
work for yourself.
It's
and
time to
so
go.
we were talking, you were saying that you started kind of, I wouldn't say it was just a side hustle, because it sounded like it was more of a calling or like a push because of what happened with your grandfather. So, but you started building this side business, and then eventually started picking up steam. So tell us a little bit about how that worked, where you were like working 9 to 5 and then like going to be a private chef until like 2 a.m. Tell us a little bit about
that. So yeah, like I would do meal preps on the weekends. So that consisted of me creating the menus, going out to farmers markets and grocery stores, getting the best fruits and produce for you guys. Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And also delivering and cooking the food and doing all that stuff. And then sometimes even after my 9 to 5 and get home and fight through traffic at 7, I would cook for people and then be up to like 2 a.m. and then deliver the food at 5 a.m. to beat traffic and then go to work with my suit on. And so, yeah, I was doing the most. I was doing the most.
How did you stay awake? I mean, was it lots of tea
of coffee,
or coffee?
Which was really bad for me. Lots of coffee was bad. I don't drink coffee anymore.
Good for you. I don't drink coffee either.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee anymore, but it definitely kind of saved me.
So when you were doing this crazy schedule, like 2 to 3 hours a night, some nights sleeping, it sounds like, because if you were cutting off at 2-ish and like delivering by 5-ish, I mean, there's not a lot of time in there to get some rest. So how long did you do that for, where you were just grinding it from both sides?
I would say from 2015 to 2017, kind of.
Okay, so a few years.
Yeah, a couple years.
Did that take any toll on you in terms of just the wear and tear of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of wear and tear on my body, my back, my feet hurt, of course, and not staying up all night. That does hinder on your mental.
It changes your whole rhythm.
Your mood, your energy, everything. And so I had to realize I had to have self-love and self-care for myself in order to perform at my best.
Sure. Which is hard, because most entrepreneurs and founders and business people that are either just starting something or a couple years in, it's hard to find that balance of taking a break for a second and pausing, because we talked about how, when you're working in corporate America, you get a regular check once every week, once every 2 weeks. It's clockwork. You're trading time for money. We talked about how you're slowly dying, right?
Yes.
But now when you make that leap, right, and you jump into being an entrepreneur and you jump into doing something for yourself, you don't know, you'll talk a little about this, you don't know when the next check is coming.
Right.
And you're pushing 100 miles an hour. So what was it that caused you to stop that? Not that you stopped, but take better care of yourself. What was was there any kind of like exhaustion? Was there any kind of, fork in the road that said, if I keep going this way, I'm not going to be healthy, that you just said, you know what, let me slow this part down so I can be a better servant to others, so to speak?
When I realized I didn't really have any energy.
You were just gassed out.
I was just gassed out,
okay.
like body tired, like I was just done. And I just knew, I was like, I have to do something.
You want to perform better?
Yeah, I have to perform better.
What did that transition look like? Did you scale back on the hours? Did you do different technique with making food at different times, or how did you change that for yourself?
Definitely did a schedule where I'm only cooking on these
Good for
days.
You. Okay.
Yep. And I'm not gonna just, if someone wants to order something or do something, I'm not going to just jump right on it, you know what I mean? Because that can hinder my schedule and what I have going on.
For sure.
So just making sure that I'm putting myself first, because right now I'm the only one working in my business until I'm able to make my business grow more and more and more.
Sure.
And so I have to take care of myself, and so what I started to look at is okay, am I eating right? I'm not sleeping right. And also I don't really have control over my life, which was something I hated in corporate, and it was happening all over again.
Job, yeah.
So I was I had to gain back that control. I had, I don't want to sound like I'm a control freak, but you gotta have some structure in your life.
Right. Well, you gotta stay on point, and if you get pulled in 100 different directions, or if you're not feeling 100%, it's hard to do those things.
How can I live my passion? How can I deliver what I'm supposed to do if I'm not 100%?
So now you've been on this road for a few years. The name of the company is Megnificient Eats, and it comes with all these beautiful additional pieces on top of the nutrition side. So what are some pieces in Megnificent Eats that you want to talk about?
Well, the number one thing that I love to do is talk about spiritual advising.
Okay.
Since going on my own spiritual awakening, I always love to just share little gems like that. And then also I love to have one-on-one conversations with my clients. Okay. Yes, I cook for them, but it's deeper than that. We're having a conversation about your health goals.
Yep.
I'm seeing what's going on with your body right now. What kind of medications are you taking? What is your goal? What's aching you in your body? Let's do a face mapping so I can tell exactly what organ in your body we need to focus on, and then I will tailor that to the foods that you need for your meal plan.
You take it a whole nother level.
It's
deeper.
A whole nother level.
Yep.
It's a whole, if you really value your health, and you want to get off of prescription drugs and you want to live a holistic lifestyle, it takes that time. It's a commitment, and a lot of people really don't understand that.
It's a lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle change.
It is.
And if you're not committed to that, then you're not committed to yourself. If you don't believe that you deserve,
or to other people that love you, right? Because you have to show up for yourself, but there are other people that sometimes counting on you that you have to be at your best.
Yeah, you have to show up for yourself and for others 100%. As well. Yeah, I agree.
So when you're walking your clients on that spiritual advising piece, you mentioned that you had done, or we're always on this journey. It's never ending, hopefully, right? But you're on a spiritual journey where you had kind of a change of walking through life, or maybe how you were believing. What was your spiritual journey like, and how are you walking through that today?
So when I first moved down here to Georgia, I'm actually from Chicago, but I went to school in Michigan, and I was working at this place there in corporate, and so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a leap of faith and move down to Georgia.
Yep.
And I don't know,
staying with that same company.
Yeah, same
in banking.
Company in banking, yep. And Spirit was just just go for it.
Awesome.
And I did it, and when I came down here, when I walked out of my job that day, Spirit just said, go ahead and go, girl, we got you.
So you just, almost like we talked about before, jumping without a parachute. You just knew, right?
I just knew. I listened to my intuition. I'm very in tune with myself as well as with the higher being. And it just told me, go ahead and go. If you trust the universe, the higher being, then you know that you'll never need a quote unquote cushion to land on. You always know that you're safe, and all your needs or wants are already met before you even ask.
You talked about putting that out there in the world, abundance and affirmations and meditations, and kind of calling those things in and being open, because when you're starting a business and you're building credibility and building your skill set and making connections, there's so many things to do. It's not just the nutrition piece or the spiritual piece or the the planning for the meals or the prep for the meals. There's 100 things to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's emails to follow up on. There's people to go meet. There's farmers market vendors to check out. There's foods to source and taking time to do it. So talk a little bit about your routine and how you stay on track with all those things.
So in order for me to stay sane, okay, okay, and keep my ego in check, I had to incorporate a rising routine. Most people call it a morning routine, but I like rising because I like rising to the routine and not waking up morning. Because our words are very powerful and they really dictate our reality. And so I started researching things, and one person who's very influential is Oprah. I call her Auntie O.
Yep.
And she talked about her rising routine, and she incorporated tea and yoga and meditation, and I was just like, that's it, because I already did yoga and meditation was something that I kind of messed with.
Right.
But I was just like, you know what, Auntie O is a multimillionaire and she's got businesses with an S.
Right.
And she manages it all. And I said, okay, let's do it. Beyonce, same thing. President Obama, same thing. And I just said, okay, you know what? Obviously, they all got one thing in common, a rising routine.
Yep. And what did that do for you as soon as you adopted that?
Mental clarity.
Okay.
Ego checked. I started to understand different perspectives from people, just not my own.
Okay.
Paradigms shifting.
Yep.
I'm able to manage my time better, and I feel more at ease, and I don't have, my anxiety is not through the roof.
It helps you kind of have that mindfulness and
Yes.
that clarity.
Yes.
So my morning routine has been over the last couple of years. It's a get moving, kind of dynamic stretch, kind of move the body, get the blood flowing. Then about a 45-minute pretty hard training, whether it's for endurance or for strength. And then I leave that into a breathing kind of, that's where the mindfulness comes back into it. And it's a Tony Robbins technique. It's about 6 minutes long where you do this diaphragmatic breathing. And then from there, I jump right in. And it's a 45-minute training, a 15-minute meditation / mindfulness. In that 15-minute meditation, mindfulness, the 6-minute breathing, then there's about a 4 or 5 minute kind of gratefulness and like a thankfulness for just a gratitude and abundance feeling, thankful for health and wellness and family and business and like specific things that I can kind of call out and put it out there. And then the last few minutes of that 15 minutes is going to be the goal setting for the day. Clear vision on, today, meet with Meagan, have a great podcast kind of thing. After this, I have another conversation with another gentleman, like thinking about these things before they happen, so that they're a little bit easier when they do happen. You've kind of almost already been there.
Yes.
So what does your morning routine, your rising routine look like? Just kind of from start through the morning. Like what are you starting out with nutrition-wise or any kind of movement, all those things?
Okay.
Yep.
I like your routine, very get you going
Thanks.
type of routine. I like that. And very intentional too.
Followed by a cold shower.
Yeah, I hear that that's really good.
Cold
it gets
shower.
to wake you up.
It was more for the mind initially because it's hard to do in your mind. Like I don't want to be cold. But it's great for your body recovery too.
Yes, especially after a workout. But yeah, so my rising routine consists of me waking up. Of course, I get ready, not really get ready, but get ready to go work out, do yoga, whatever, take my dog for a walk.
Yep. Get moving. Yep.
And then, I have a liquid diet in the rising.
What are you drinking during the liquid diet? What kind of things?
First thing, I have an 8-ounce cup of water, then a hot lemon water,
Yep.
and then I have a juice.
Okay.
I have a smoothie,
One
protein.
of your juices and smoothies that
Yep,
you make?
I have one of my juices from my juice line, guys.
Awesome.
Right, this rising I had a watermelon juice. It's very good.
That sounds amazing.
So refreshing. And of course, some herbal tea. Key lime shot is key as well.
What is the key lime shot?
Key lime shot helps neutralize the acid in the body.
Oh, wow.
Very, very neutral, digestive, acid reflux. If you are a woman, you suffer from fibroids or have fertility issues, key lime is very good for that. Helps with cleansing the skin.
What goes in the shot?
I use 5 key limes, and I just put them in a shot glass, squeeze them out.
That's it?
Drink them with the seeds. Take it every morning.
And what have you noticed for you personally drinking the key lime shot? Have you noticed a difference anywhere?
Yes. My skin is better. My stomach, I used to suffer from IBS and acid reflux.
Yep.
I have not had any type of situation with that since doing that.
You think it's because of the key lime?
Key lime, it's because of celery juice, it's because of my juices, period,
Yeah.
and then the protein shakes that I make for myself.
What are you doing for your other juices? What are some other juices you're making? And then the protein shakes. What kind of protein shakes are you making?
The juice that I make for myself, I love my recovery juice. It's really good for after you get out of the gym or a long night, or if you got a hangover, you like alcohol a little bit, you can drink that too.
Awesome.
But I really love the sacral juice. That is definitely for a woman, for fertilities, the womb area, sacral chakra, if you will.
Okay.
And then libido increase. And then I also have my glow juice, and that is for the skin.
Are these all trademarked by Megnificient Eats?
Yes.
Awesome. So the glow juice and some of these other juices now, what's going into your protein shakes and what do those look like?
I love plant-based protein powders. I love using that. I love using black chia seeds, oats sometimes.
Okay.
I use all kind of range of nuts. But my favorite smoothie I love to make for myself is a PB&J.
Oh my goodness. Sounds amazing.
It's peanut butter, whatever milk that you like to use. I don't use cow's milk, but I love to use like almond milk or oat's milk. And then I use peanut butter, a little bit of honey, whatever berries that you like.
Sure.
Sometimes strawberries or blueberries. Wild blueberries are my favorite. And then bananas.
So it sounds like everything. First of all, it sounds amazing, and I wish
So
we
good.
had one right now. And maybe we'll get one soon. So as far as sourcing these foods, and I know that you're out in the community, and there's different farmers markets and different places you can go to. What have you found in kind of getting out there and building some of these relationships and meeting with some of these people? Like, how are you sourcing these foods that you can give this quality service back to your clients?
Well, I love building relationships with people and just making new friends, period. Because it gives you a better range of perspective on things. And when I go meet with the vendors, they're all just so nice and everyone's so cool. And then, build relationships, we reciprocate,
Yeah.
I may cook for them or they may cook for me, whatever the case may be.
Like a barter system.
Yeah, the barter system.
Yeah.
And you build a community that way
Awesome.
of entrepreneurs just working together.
What do you look for in some of the foods? Is there any kind of like non-negotiables where you're like, I won't touch these types of greens, fruits, or whatever, or I will go for these versus the other ones kind of thing?
The fruit and vegetables have to look a certain way. I like mine to be very vibrant. I don't want them not too ripe because I do meal prep, so I don't want them to be too ripe.
Because it won't be perfect when you're...
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So, and with the food, I look for things that have seeds.
Okay.
More fruits and vegetables that have seeds in it because they're
What's
not GMO.
Okay, so seeds most
Real
likely
fruit.
mean they're real food because they're not modified. Okay, nice.
Yep, and so I look for those.
Is there any other kind of things in terms of like, are you doing these all locally, like at the DeKalb Farmers Market, or are there some places in Atlanta like that you like to go to versus others, and you're like, I like this place because of the way that...
I have a bunch of places that I go to. The DeKalb Farmers Market is another good one that I love to go through, especially get my spices, some of my spices from. But they're a really good source. And then also down in South Atlanta, South Georgia, they have a lot of farmers markets.
Sure.
Down there.
Lots of farming down there.
Lots of farming. So I like to go down there because I don't live too far down from there. So I know a few farmers. And then also Carver's Produce. My girl Yasmin, she actually is a produce person.
Awesome.
And she delivers it to your door if you want your produce.
So
it's organic.
So let's talk about that's huge, right? So
right?
You know where it's coming from, so to speak, farm to table, like it's local.
Exactly.
You're helping local people, and you're. I think that barter system in that world is really helpful because you are building a community and you are surrounding yourself with like-minded people on a mission.
That's key.
Yeah, it's huge. I want to get back more into the rising routine. I think there's so much power in starting off your day the right way. There's a book I just read called Own the Day, and it's very, we were talking about Aubrey Marcus before we jumped on air. It's very much how you segment your day, starting the day with hydration and using pink Himalayan sea salt in your water to be really hydrated, and everything you can do in terms of business, playing. He's into playing and doing all these different things to stay young and stay happy. Sex, love, all these things. If you can win the day every single day, it starts with the morning. It starts with your rising routine. So talk a little bit more about, we talked about your liquid diet. We talked a little bit about the fitness side, doing some yoga and circuit stuff. What about like the self-love and all the other things that come after that?
So when you're having a rising routine, you have to incorporate self-love and self-care in there. And most people just typically believe that self-love is just, oh, I'm in a romantic relationship and that person's not going to treat me like this. Like, no. Self-love, literally the word is self.
Yep.
And it's about how you love yourself. And what are you doing to make yourself better? And so what I mean by that, so I started incorporating affirmations into my rising routine, meditation, prayer, and most importantly, gratitude.
Awesome.
That is so important, to give gratitude for the things you have, especially if you're asking for more. You have to be appreciative of what you have right now in the moment.
Yep.
And then also with the rising routine, I love to incorporate being outdoors in nature for like 30 minutes at least. Just soaking in that vitamin D from the sun.
It's huge.
It is. And you can even meditate out there if you want. I do yoga outside on my patio. I may meditate, me and my dog. And I just really soak up and listen to the birds and the feel the wind and the scenery, the trees, the colors. All of that is really healing for yourself. And sometimes I do my affirmations out there as well. So
what do your affirmations contain? Is there a mantra? Is there a specific like kind of abundance calling for the day that you're looking at? Like, how do they look for you?
All my affirmations start off with the phrase "I am."
Okay.
Owning it, being very powerful in it, very godlike. And when you say "I am," you embody those words, and those thoughts become your reality. And so, I am love. I am creative.
Yep.
I am abundance. I am health. All those things. And when you start saying those things, you say them out loud, you believe them, you live them, they become you.
Yep. Have you ever
create your own identity.
ever heard of the book The Secret? Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar, and the wordplay is so powerful.
Yes.
I am, and saying those powerful things. And one thing that I've learned over the years, because there's something in the human psyche. There's many reasons for this, but it could just come down to fight or flight, just basic survival,
fear.
Where the body or the mind will tell you negative thoughts, and so those negative thoughts they have energy, right? And so you want to. What I've learned to do, I think it was Jim Quick I learned this from, but basically, if you have negative self-talk, the quickest way and the easiest way to get rid of it is put a positive, powerful statement behind it. Yeah. So like, I'm not feeling well today. It'd be like, no, I am strong. I am powerful. I am invincible. Like. Back it right back, like to that conversation.
I totally agree, because I learned when I kept saying like, oh my God, I have anxiety, and when I said, I'm like, no, I don't have anxiety, because when I keep saying I have it, I'm embodying that anxiety.
You're calling it, it's a reality.
Exactly. And so I stopped saying those things. I only start saying things that I desire for myself, that made myself good. And when I get a negative thought in my head, you know what I say? Thank you for that thought. It no longer serves me. Goodbye.
You're kind to yourself.
You have to show yourself compassion.
I'm not. I'm just like, shut up. Hey, everything's great.
Sometimes you gotta check yourself a little bit, because your ego, that negative self-talk is your ego.
Yep.
And that's not really coming from the heart space. That's coming from a place of fear. It's coming from the mental.
Yep.
And you have to have the power over your subconscious mind. Everybody read that book, The Power of Subconscious Mind. That book is so good.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What has that book done for you in terms of like what are some nuggets you took from that book?
Not having negative self-talk,
okay.
And understanding that your words have power. Like, literally, words are spells.
Yeah.
And so when you keep saying, like, I know sometimes when like I'm laughing and something's like really making me laugh hard, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so weak. I had to stop saying that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not weak.
Right.
Okay. I'm just laughing.
And laughing is a form of love and abundance.
Yes, it's
so
like one of the highest vibrations.
Thing.
And
right.
I always want to smile. I always want to laugh and be upbeat. I never want to say I'm weak.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to say I'm broke, because when you say those things, you're embodying those.
And they happen.
And you're like, why did this happen? Because you manifested it.
So those affirmations are huge, and now the meditations. I talked a little bit about like what my meditations look like. Or do you have any specific rhythm or flow to your meditation, or kind of how you kick it off, or is it just kind of more of like a mindfulness, clarity kind of thing?
Well, anytime I meditate and I have my crystals.
What are those? Let me see those.
Am
I allowed to touch them?
I'll let you see them.
Okay, I don't want to touch them because it might mess up the juju.
Yep, my body, my energy.
Yep.
But I have a.
Can
you guys see them? They're probably a little too small, but I carry crystals everywhere I go with me, especially Tiger's Eye, because it's a protection.
Okay.
And clear quartz, you got to clear your energy out, keep you going. Carnelian for procrastination. I'm a huge procrastinator, so it's working with me now. And then lapis is for creativity and being an entrepreneur. And moon is womb, because I don't have any children, so I'm working on womb health to get ready to have children
have a
in
great
the future.
environment.
And be good for my kids. So yeah, I love crystals. I incorporate them into my meditation. I don't know if you're familiar with Reiki healing.
I've heard of it,
Reiki
but tell us a little bit about that. Yep.
Just essentially on the floor, meditate. You have the candles, the singing candles, your crystals. You have the bowls, sound bowls, and you just meditate, and it just really helps heal the chakras within the body and remove any blockages you may have. When you wake up, you just feel good. I say about 15 to 30 minutes of meditation is pretty good, but
do you do it pretty much every day?
Pretty much every day. And then I do sleep meditations too, so I'll put on some meditation music as I sleep, and just have it playing while I sleep. That's awesome. That helps me meditate.
How long have you been doing that meditation process?
Meditation consistently for about a year now, but it took a while to get there because meditation is definitely a commitment.
It is, and it's just like any other habit. You have to do it over and over again, and you have to look forward to it or enjoy it, and sometimes when you don't, the discipline just to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to have the discipline, the focus, and like I said, the commitment to self to do that. And once you're done doing it, oh my God, your mind just feels so clear. You just feel so
You're a whole different level.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're even in the flow state where everything just kind of falls into place. The day is taken care of.
We're flowing and not forcing with the universe, and that's important.
That's huge. And what are some things you've noticed in your daily life over the last year or so from the meditation? Have you noticed any changes in personal or business or relationships or
yes.
health?
I would say meditation has helped me to have more self-confidence for myself.
Sure.
Yes, helped me to understand others' perspectives, because I don't know about you, but when I meditate and I come out of meditation, I may have received a message from Spirit, and Spirit is just telling me like, maybe we see this from a different angle, or maybe you're missing something, or maybe they're, just those sort of things. And so I take that in consideration. And then my tarot cards also help me as well. I do readings on myself every morning to tell me what my energy is.
Yeah.
I was going to bring my Rider-Waite deck, but I don't have it.
I wish you did.
I know,
good
right?
Reading.
But I just pull 3 cards every morning, and it just tells me about how I'm feeling, my energy, my mood, what's going on in my career sector, what's going on in my love life or family life, and it just helps me to have self-awareness with myself. And
have you noticed those tarot card readings, how impactful or like how true to that they are? Are they pretty on point when you pull them out, or
Jesse, the cards never lie.
They never lie. Okay.
They never lie. It's only picking up your energy. And so when you read the cards and you know what each card means, you're like, oh crap, I know exactly what that card is talking about.
Okay.
You know.
And then how does it work because I'm not familiar with it. So with the tarot card reading, I think I've had it done once or twice, but I don't know the process and the ideology behind it. Can you, let's say you pull 3 cards, in one of the cards you're not feeling the card, you're like crap, but like it may be true. Can you then go back to your mentality, affirmations, meditations, and try to change that? Like, can you change a card at like the trajectory of what could happen because of that card saying XYZ? Can you change it, or are you just going to kind of like run with it, deal with it, and hope you get a better card the next day?
Well, there's no need to run from it because the card is going to pop back out again.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's a message that you need to receive.
Have you gotten the same card again and again and again and again?
Yeah, one time I got the same card.
Oh
It was a 2 of Swords over and over again because I was sitting on a decision and I would not make a decision, and I was just sitting idle, and it was just like, okay, you need to make a decision. I got the Tower, which means that if you don't make a decision, the universe is going to make it for you, and it's not going to be fun.
Wow.
So yeah.
So, and have you noticed, because with the tarot card readings, have you noticed like a lot of dictating or truth to like moving forward from those readings? Like, have they held true over time?
Yes.
Yeah.
They helped me a lot in the decision making because I'm a Libra and I hate making decisions, and so they helped me.
What's your birth date? Is it
October 6th?
October 6th. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because there's some decisions my wife and I are trying to make right now about travel. There's a lot of issues going down in the Dominican Republic right now.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So we have a trip scheduled from June 30th to July 8th. Yeah, and so we're trying to figure out. We're actually this morning we kind of got into like a little bit of a headbutting decision making thing. That's why I bring it up, because I don't know if the folks know, but we're at June 10th, and right around June 10th, there've been 4 different situations in the Dominican Republic. Most recently, from Boston, being a Red Sox fan, David Ortiz.
I saw that the other day.
He got shot. He's from there. Like he's from the Dominican. He got shot in like his homeland. He got shot, which wasn't the issue why we started getting concerned. The other issues were based on the resorts we were going to stay at.
Yeah.
the resort we're going to, a woman was like beaten severely, which was kind of like a one-off thing. But the other two things I can't really turn my head to. It was two separate couples from somewhere in the United States. One I think was maybe Pennsylvania, another one was somewhere else.
Yep.
And a couple people died from people that were
in the
like
mini bar
poisoning the mini bar or poisoning drinks they were getting at the bar. And so with my wife and two kids, I'm like, I don't want to jeopardize one drink that can kill someone for this vacation. So the decision we're trying to make right now, which is a little frustrating, you talk about being a Libra. That's why I asked you, because I was wondering if my wife was a Libra based on the birth date of hers is August. I was like,
she might have a Libra placement in her natal chart.
She might, but the decision this morning after I was like, hey, jump on the phone with your credit card company, see what it's like to dispute the charge, because we've already paid for the thing, and I know this from banking, so I just wanted to get some clarity, but also call the travel agency first, see what they can do, and they're working with us, so we're fine. But they gave us two options. They're like, this is one place you can go, this is the other. And I was like, babe, just pick the one that you want to go to, because it's her 40th birthday trip, and so I want her to be happy. So the decision making wasn't going so well. We kind of got into a little conversation about that, but we'll figure it out.
It's gonna work out.
Yeah,
I promise.
I need a tarot card reading.
Let you know where this place to go to.
Yeah. So now we talk about your rising routine, which becomes a whole daily thing. It becomes a mindful thing. It becomes a attracting abundance thing, or things that you're looking to attract in your life. You're doing this thing every single day. But by the end of the night, you're also journaling too, which is very powerful. Talk about your journaling a little bit.
I love to write,
okay.
And I feel like I express myself best when I write. And as an air sign, there's a lot of thoughts going on. And so the best way for me to get those thoughts out are to journal and to release. And I like to journal. And then in my journal, I also have a gratitude where I go through everything today that I'm grateful for. And I also carry my gratitude journal with me. It's over there in my purse.
That's awesome.
Not my purse, but my bag. And I just literally journal about all the things that happened for today. And even like the littlest things, like, thank you, God, for, for life.
Yeah.
Thank you for my dog. It's just like random stuff.
It's huge. I was, everybody goes through seasons of like they may not be as motivated or as happy as they usually are. I don't know if it's a depression or if it's just a kind of a, just a lull, but when I've gotten there before, because especially being as an entrepreneur, there's a roller coaster ride sometimes.
Yeah, oh my God.
You try to even that roller coaster out, right? And so in doing that, you have to find ways to like fight yourself out of those things. And so one thing I learned, there was a gentleman, his name is Ed Milet. He talks about being grateful, even if it is for the basic things.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, if you need to find positivity in a dark time, hey, I woke up today, I'm alive, I'm healthy. I have this, I get to go do this, not versus I have to do this.
Mel Robbins talks about that.
Yeah.
I changed that too. That definitely changed my mindset on
So
things.
talk about Mel Robbins a little bit.
Mel Robbins is like, she's so great, and we have the same birthday too.
That's
awesome. She's so great, and she really helped me with as far as developing a rising routine and not being on my phone first thing in the morning too. That's very important.
Yep.
But she's very motivational, and she gets you really thinking. And she has exercises that literally you can implement and change the way you're doing things so that you are better with your health.
Yep.
And I love the fact that she has like the 5-second rule, where it's kind of like you have a thought and it's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of
I've heard this before.
Yeah, you gotta get yourself together because you can't like let that stuff creep in, because it can really like hamper.
Start freaking yourself out.
You can freak yourself out, and there goes your anxiety. There goes the depression. There you go.
A whole chain of events.
Exactly.
Where did you find Mel Robbins? Was there something that you saw on social media or something on YouTube that caught your eye and you just kind of followed her ever since, or?
I really don't remember where I saw this
found
woman
you,
out.
maybe. Yeah.
I don't know, but she came out of nowhere, and I was just like, follow.
Yep.
I heard my message and follow.
The teacher will appear when the student's ready, is what I've heard.
And you know what? That's perfect. Maybe that's why she appeared when she did.
Yep.
She did, because she came in perfect timing for me.
What are some other takeaways you've taken from Mel Robbins?
For me, most importantly, I think is to have a self-care, self-worth, self-love type of thing for yourself.
Yep.
And making sure that you are checking in with yourself first. And everyone else is important, but you have to check in with you, because you can't help everyone else if you're not helping yourself.
Right.
So getting yourself together is good too. And Brene Brown is a really good one too. I love her. She's very good on speaking about vulnerability.
Okay.
And that helped me a lot in my relationship.
Where can you find them? Are they on like YouTube, Instagram, both?
Both.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
both.
so if you're looking for some good thought leaders, There's definitely a lot of good content out there. Definitely download it or connect with people on Instagram. Talk to me a little bit about some of the kind of the trajectory of where you're looking to go through Megnificent Eats, through your movement that you're creating to help leave the world more spiritually enhanced, better nutrition. I mean, you're doing a noble cause, so to speak. You're helping people.
Yes.
Where do you see that walking you down the path in the next, few months, few years?
Well, I know that I started off as doing meal prep, and I'm just like, okay, if I can cook for people and improve their health that way, but it's just like I can't touch everybody that I would like to touch to improve their health. So a bigger audience, how I see myself, is to educate more on conscious eating, and that is by utilizing more platforms on social media, meeting people like this podcast, getting the message out, what it means to do conscious eating with intent. And also, I see myself doing more speaking engagements, maybe some cooking shows. I would love to, what I'm working on right now is developing some recipe books and just the importance of self-love and self-care. And so that's where I see myself being more out and about with the writing and talking and maybe cooking on a TV show, just kind of taking things to a different type of level spiritually.
You were talking about, you were recently featured in an article, news magazine. What was that?
Voyage Atlanta. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Appreciate it. They showcased me and asked me, how I got my start and about the services that I offer and the obstacles and challenges that we face as far as entrepreneurs, and what's that message out there that I want to get to people. And I love that they gave me that opportunity to showcase that.
That's awesome. Now, speaking about message, what's your kind of, if you could leave a little bit of value, add a little value for people listening and watching the show. I think it was around maybe that self-love or the go-home message. Kind of, what was it that you wanted to leave for folks?
The message that I have for folks, I guess, would be to come from a place of love and not fear. And understand that you are never alone in this world, and that there are always people, places, or things, animals that surround you that love you, and to always come with positive energy, with a positive mindset, and be receptive to other people's perceptions, and show forgiveness for people too as well, and come from compassion and show people compassion, and love, light, and blessings to everybody.
That's awesome. And if people want the most amazing nutritional advisor, spiritual advisor, food prep extraordinaire, how do they contact you and find you?
You guys can reach me at www.iamchefm.com. You can also reach me on Instagram at iam_chefm. And I think that's pretty much all the platforms I'm on right now.
That's awesome.
They're expanding. I'm getting there.
Well, definitely check out Chef M and all the badass things she's doing. Chef M, thanks so much for being on the show. It's been amazing. We love you, and you did great. I'm Jesse T. That's Chef M. Check us out next week for a brand new episode of the Jesse T. Show.
Bye.